morning and welcome to the washing revolution. We call it smart wash, and in the next, I would say, how is this working? Okay. So in the next 15 minutes, we will first speak about what is this concept of smart wash and what is the technology that is driving it. Then we will show you a case study of multi-washer, which is our machine. We are applying this concept to and this technology to our equipment. Then I will invite our distributor from the United States of America to share his knowledge with us and his opinions. And then in the end, there will be time for Q&A. So let's start by the concept of smart wash. What it is smart wash? So smart wash is applying high technology and intelligent methods in order to improve the quality and efficiency of cleaning and washing. And we do this as part of a wider, I would say, trend in the whole industry, which are applying all of these new technologies in order to improve quality and reduce costs or increase efficiency, which is more or less the same. And those technologies that I mentioned are these ones. So the key trends are automated washing systems, which mean if we increase automation on the washing process, we can have, I would say, online adaptation of the variables of washing in order to increase the efficiency for each utensil. Imagine if you wash a pan, we might need some configuration, some algorithms for washing trays would be different. So with automated systems and sensors, we can ensure that we have the right configuration for each washing utensil. Then we have remote monitoring control. With remote monitoring control, we can predict problems of malfunction, which means we can increase the efficiency of preventive maintenance, and also we can collect data in order to see if the performance of the machine is in line with the standards of that usage. So it's good for improving efficiency, which means that if the machine is not working properly, we can remotely know that and we can address the problem to our distributor or to our final customer. Then we have data analytics and monitoring. As the same is more or less, it is the base of remote monitoring and control, which means if we collect the data, we can analyze, we can treat it with AI and other kind of algorithms in order to see what are the most efficient way of using the resources for washing, which I think you know are water, energy, detergent, time, and in a certain way labor. So we look for the best mix of those variables in order to be efficient, which means having the less resources possible for the best outcome. Then we have quality assurance. With these technologies now, we can ensure not only that we collect the data and are compliant with all the rules of the food industry, depending, sometimes it's baking, sometimes it's other industry, and on countries there are also differences, but we can ensure that, and we also can ensure that we have the traceability needed to show to the customer that the outcome of washing is always the same. Then we have, with this, as I mentioned, we have already we can make more better predictive maintenance because we have all of that data and because we are aware of the beginning of malfunction that might occur or a lower performance of a certain sensor or a certain part of the machine. Then we have water resource and resource management. As I said to you, with all of this data, our goal is always to be more efficiency, which means doing more with less. Less is less water, less energy, less detergent. And by that, we are more sustainable because we are using less resources. And by the end, compliance and traceability, I've already mentioned you about this one. So these drive us the four main goals that we have on improving washing. Efficiency, which means the reduction of time, and soon I will show you a business case for it. Reduction of cost, time, energy. The cost are time, are energy, water, detergent, and labor. But we also can reduce space with our machine because it is multi-usage, which means that it can wash not only trays but pans, everything that it is in a bakery, or almost everything. We can design trolleys to put in and wash all of those utensils. Quality, we deliver high quality and hygiene because we are with these technologies we can give traceability, as I said, and also we can show it and have reports about it. Okay, sustainability, because we reduce what it is harmful to the environment, which is detergent, or which is a scarce resource like water, and energy is also harmful. So we try to reduce those consumptions. And regarding to safety, of course, we are we look for an ergonomic way of washing and a good environment for washing in order to make safety to our employees or to your employees. Okay, now basically till the moment I speak about big trends that will drive the industry in the future, like in any other industry. But now I will speak more about our machine, because we have already incorporated not all, but a significant part of this technology. For us, multi-washer, since we know in the market, is the first washing machine able to deliver all the benefits of the smartwatch that I explained before. And let's see an example of it. Here you have an example of a customer of us and an example of a study that we always do before we sell a machine. Before we sell a machine, we have to know quite well the needs of the customer and make a study in order to see if we can deliver the outcome that the customer needs. Okay? And this is part of that study, which shows how it goes. Okay, let's start. It goes 3. Okay, now it's okay. So the first thing, as I said to you, is to be aware of the customer needs. On your left side, you have the list of 14 items that the customer in that bakery has to wash. It goes from cards to silicone molds and square rings and bowls, all of those things which are there with the dimensions. So that's what he wants and what he needs to wash. On the left, on your right side, you have the current monthly consumptions of washing. For washing all of that, before he had a multi-washer, he spends 8,870 kilowatts per month. Those are monthly costs. 216 cubic meters of water, 308 liters of detergent, and 528 hours of manpower. So this is what the customer has, the needs and the current process. Let's see what happens. We receive all of this information and we make this study. So for washing all of that stuff, we need one of our multi-washers, the bigger one, the 700, and we need 6 trolleys, because our machine has a cage. You can go to our booth and you will see, as a cage, we put the trolleys in, but the trolleys are designed due to the needs of the customer. We designed 6 trolleys to put all of these things, okay? There are no standard trolleys. There are for certain customers, but normally what we do is we design the trolleys due to the needs of the customer. And for all of this stuff, we have to design 6 trolleys, those ones that are mentioned there. And we make the calculations, okay, the consumptions of our machine compared to the current process of the customer. And here you can see that the savings on water are around 64%. That's the efficiency and you having the best outcome with less resources that I mentioned before. They are here stated. And then regarding to manpower, the reduction is about 50%. And on detergent is 24%, and in energy 21%. So this is the economical point of view. And if we can evolve a bit more, we can see that if we put costs, and this depending on the country, this is not a standard. Please, if you are interested or to know, speak with us, because those costs changes, everything changes. This is just an example. But you can see that if we put a cost on each of those things, the saving of this customer is 200 euros, which are here 200 euros per day, bi-monthly 6,000 euros and 72,000 euros per year, which means that this customer, if he changes his process of washing from a traditional one to a smart washing, that's what we have, he will pay the machine with the savings in 21 months. After the 21 months, you will start to saving money to him. And we can say that normally our machine is during for 8 to 10 years, depending on the usage. So this is, I would say, the economical and the quantitative point of view, which means we are saying that we are efficient, and now we are demonstrating it, okay? But the smartwash is not only this quantitative point of view, it's also the quality of washing. And let me show you some results about the quality of washing. We have a tray there on the left, and with a cycle of 10 minutes, the result in multi-washer is this one, okay? So efficiency is not only, as I said, in numbers and figures in the environmental, but on washing quality. The result is here on those trays with a cycle of 10 minutes, then 15 minutes for a trolley, and we have here, they are carbonized. You can see we can remove carbon without any chemicals, or just with water and detergent. In 15 minutes we can decarbonize a trolley, okay? And one more, which is those forms or rings, depending on what you want to call it, in 15 minutes also. And you can see here a specific trolley just for this dimension of rings. We have this result. And let me have you a bit more. Those utensils, they came out of the machine completely dry and ready to use. You don't need to spend energy blowing them or having someone to dry them. They will come completely dry out after the process of washing. And let me say that I'm not here just to say that we are very good, we are doing this. As a matter of fact, we are, but it's not only me that says it. The world is recognizing us. We have been in a program which is Advancements with Ted Donson, which is broadcasted by Bloomberg, and it was due to our innovation process and equipment. And also at IBE in the United States, we have been awarded with the IBE Best in Baking. So I think our work is giving the results, not only for each of our customers, but also as a recognition from the experts on the subject. And that's my presentation. Now I will ask Luke Imberes, our distributor, to join me here in the table for because as you saw here, these awards have been in America, and Luke has been also with us on this subject. But I want him to share with us his experience about this. And welcome, Luke, first.
Thank you.
And I would say, I would ask you some questions. What are the common concerns on requirements regarding to washing solutions in the bakery industry in the United States?
Yeah, what we have observed when talking with customers based on their experience today is that they didn't really pay too much attention to the room, the washing room. When you talk with customers, they focus on their products, it makes a lot of sense, and the quality of their products. And they realize that the washing room is a little bit a dark room. There is plenty of water. In the States, the pressure washer is running constantly, and the water is all over the floor. So once we start that discussion, people say, yeah, there must be a better way. And when we can show the unit, and really I invite you to go to the B2 535, yeah, B2 535, there you can really see the unit. When you see the unit, first of all, you will see that it's a very good looking unit. That's not something you find typically in a washing room. And a kitchen designer told us one day, the washing room has the potential now to become the sexiest room in the bakery. So I think it's an interesting approach to it. Now, we all know looking good is good, but what you are more interested in when you talk about washing is the quality of the wash. So the unit is really a breakthrough, in fact. It's an innovation, a real innovation. The unit allows the user to work at higher temperature, but also higher pressure. By doing that, we are able to achieve much better quality in the washing. And if you think about it, we are talking about food, we are talking about our consumer, the customers. They deserve products produced on very clean trays. Very often we visit bakeries where the trays are cleaned regularly, but the racks are not clean. So if you think about it again, what a big contrast. You have a clean tray that you put on a dirty trolley. So here the possibility is that you have a rack that you can enter into the cage, and the unit is completely insulated. So the heat that we generate to warm up the water will be used later on in the process, thanks to the fact that the unit is completely insulated. We can keep that heat, and we can use that heat to dry the products. That's also a big revolution. In the States, most of the users, unfortunately, when they finish the washing cycle, have products that are still very wet. And that's an issue. When you have to bring wet products, wet trays in the production area, it's a serious sanitation concern. So, circle back to what I was saying, what you see is you have the opportunity of creating a washing room that is very different from the washing room that you find typically in bakeries. You can have a much better quality of washing thanks to that higher pressure, thanks to the design of the machine with the cage that is spinning in the machine, and the fact that we can reach areas of the product that typically are very difficult to reach. So we reach a better quality of washing. We have products that are dry when they come out, and then we have all the sustainability aspect on top of that. And I would say that's kind of the feel-good moment. Typically when we talk with our customers after their investment, after a couple of weeks, the first thing they share with us is how impressed they are by the quality of washing. Now it will take a few months before they mention the utility saving and the sustainability aspect. I think we all realize the importance of water and the limitation to that resource. I mean, we are based in the United States in California, so Los Angeles is built on a desert. I mean, we have no water where we live. We bring the water from far away from the Colorado River. So people are sensitive to that aspect of limited use of water. So I would say those are the main concerns that we try to address.
Okay, thank you. And what are the trends that you have observed on customer needs? I would say the main, beside water, what are the trends that you observe that can be mentioned as?
Sure. So in the United States, we used to have, I lived there since the mid-90s, and we used to have an easy access to labor, and I will put it that way, to cheap labor. So as you know, washing the dish in a restaurant, or cleaning the trays and the pans, the mixing bowls and the utensils in the bakery are usually starter jobs, so that are paid minimum wage. Now the wage are going up very fast in the United States. I was reading an article about fast food industry, where in California in April of next year, the minimum wage will go from $15 an hour to $20 an hour. So if you think about it, that's an increase of more than 33% if you want. That's a huge increase. So when we can present that the washing cycle can be reduced, typically people take 12-15 minutes to do a washing cycle with the machine that we predominantly find so far in the market. We are now able to reduce that washing time to 6 minutes. That's very impressive. So I would say what we see in terms of trends is, on one side, much more limited labor. After COVID, it has been very difficult for the bakery industry in the United States to get the labor to come back. We see an increase of the labor rate, so the wages are going up very fast, substantially. And we, as always, we always see that aspect of workers' comp, like we call it, so that's the insurance for accidents. So there is also there a very keen interest in doing better. And we can show with the multi-washer that the process is much safer, much more ergonomics to the operator. So there they are major concern of our customers that are addressed, no doubt.
Thank you. And with this equipment, innovative as we have spoken, is it easy to sell, or do you have any challenges, and how do you address them?
I think it's never easy to sell, except for the people who don't sell. I mean, so no, we come with a product on the market. We come with a product that is not a true comparison with what is available there. So we need to explain the story, and there is a very nice story to explain. I think what Antonio presents is a very interesting approach of washing. It's by measuring that you get the data and that you know exactly. So a lot of bakeries would have a tough time to tell you, and it's normal, what percentage of the water end up being used in the washing, and what percentage of that water is just going through the bakery, basically from the tap straight to the drain. So it's not easy to sell a machine that is more expensive than the existing offering. It's not easy to help people to think differently, but I think it's a lot of fun and it's very exciting also. Being a parent of two boys, I always think about their future. I think like any parent, we dream of a better future for children. So when Tony, the owner of Somengil, and the team with Antonio present to us a product that is good for the future, I think as a parent, I listen. And then when I can share that with our customers, a product that is better for their customers, because we get to a much more, a much higher level of sanitation. We all know the importance of cleanliness in the food industry, but then also a product that allows people to have a real sustainable message to their customers. I think that's the exciting part, definitely.
Fantastic. And do you have any one or two examples to share with us about a customer of yours which is happy with this concept?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't want to drop names, so I'm not going to do that. But we have a customer who told us that they couldn't believe the saving of time that they experience. So we were visiting them recently, and they have their unit for about 3 months now. And we look at the programs they have created in the unit. You can create different programs based on what you wash. And on some of their products, they are washing in 3 minutes. So we were surprised about that, because typically we would say 6 minutes is a normal cycle. 8 minutes, you can go up to 10 minutes when you have to do a thorough washing of products that you haven't washed for a while. You don't need to decarbonize either. So they were saying the saving of time is huge, and we saw the products even after 3 minutes, what they do, it's a light wash, but it's dry also. It was very, very impressive. So we have the chance that bakery is part of a larger group in the United States, one of the largest producer of cakes, and the world is going through the company. So you were asking me just before the challenges of selling. Well, I think it's far easier to sell when your own customers are part of the sales team, basically, when they do the work of selling to one another. And that's what we are experiencing. So it's really nice when you talk with one of the bakery of that group and you visit them, and you are visiting them, for instance, in Canada, for instance, they have some productions over there, and they've been in touch the week before with the people who are located on the East Coast of the United States, and they tell you what you are there to tell them, in fact. They tell you, wow, the products really come out really dry. That's what our colleagues are telling us. It is true, you know. So yes, it's a feel-good moment, you know. For me, then, I have 2 ears and I only have 1 mouth, so I don't have to use my mouth. I can have my 2 ears working. So that's basically, yes, that's one of the feedback that we see. When people get the unit, they always say how beautiful it is. I mean, and please visit the booth, you will see. When you see the unit, you don't realize it's a washer. I mean, it's very modern, and it's very ergonomics in the approach. So, and if you have the chance to see it running and ask for it, I mean, the unit is connected, so you can see it running. And for the show, we have a little window in the door, so you can really see the way it's working. It's revolutionary.
Okay. And the last one, look, what about support? Which support do you provide to the customers, and which support do they need in terms of this kind of washing?
Yeah, what we see is that the need for support is in fact quite limited. The unit is a second generation for the company Somengil, so there is a lot of experience, and this generation has been built with that experience. As a distributor, we take advantage of that in the sense that we don't have requests for support all the time, because the unit is, by its design, really well engineered. We have the remote support, like you were mentioning, and I think that's one of those ways of the future, and that allows us, of course, to see in the machine and to make sure things are going well. We have a package that are the recommended spare parts for an annual maintenance. And we have also, I must say, and it's a compliment, Antonio, for you and your team, but there are some very good videos showing to the operator how to do the daily maintenance. And the daily maintenance is basically cleaning of the filters. And once people do that, the need for maintenance and support is very limited. We have the advantage also with the time difference that we can support the customers either directly from California, or when we go to sleep, basically Europe is awake, so the support for an advice is always there. And typically that's during the first couple of weeks of usage of the machine where the operator made a mistake, see an error message, and is a little bit nervous about doing the next cycle. So they just need that basically a reassurance on the phone to tell them, no, everything is fine, just reset the unit and you can keep going. And then they are learning very fast. So the need for support is very limited, I would say. But it's also very convenient in the sense that we are in the States, so we can support our American and Canadian customers. We have spare parts available. The spare parts that we stock are not, I would say, critical in the sense that if a seal on a door needs to be replaced, it doesn't need to happen in the coming 24 hours. Although we can get the seal there in the coming 24 hours, you see. So that's basically what I would say in terms of need for support.
Thank you very much for your explanations. And let's now address the questions to the audience. If there are any questions, we have here something that I can drop, but it's better for you. Okay.
Are there any questions to our speakers here on stage right now? So if they have maybe any questions later on, so where can they find you here on the sphere?
They can find us at booth B2, pavilion 2, 535. So if you cross this door here and just go right at the end of the pavilion, you will see us.
So you will be here till Thursday, till the end of the fair?
Yes, of course, we will.
Okay, so, dann sind Sie natürlich herzlich eingeladen oder you will be invited to visit at your fair. Thank you very much for this amazing discussion. Thank you. It was great. And here on this stage we will continue at 12 o'clock with the next nice presentation. Also hier auf dem Stand geht es weiter um 12 Uhr in unserer Speakers Area. Bis dahin, alles Gute. Danke. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Vielen Dank. Vielen Dank.